Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Welcome to the computer class for class 9th by Classic School System. As you know, today is our first lecture for computer sciences and we are going to start the chapter Introduction to Systems. My name is Fazan Tahir and I welcome you. Now let's see what are we going to learn in this lecture. We are going to know what a system is, what are the types of systems that we have, how does a computer works as a system, and we will get to know about the von Neumann architecture. So by the end of this lecture, I hope that you guys will be able to define a system. You guys will be able to explain the components of a system. You guys will be able to differentiate between natural systems and artificial systems, and you'll be able to describe that why and how computer works as a system. Moreover, you will understand the von Neumann architecture. So, let's come to the topic. The very first question that should come to your mind, that is, what is a system? A system is a set of interconnected components that work together to achieve a goal. So, interconnected components, which means interconnected parts which are working together. So by this we understand that these parts are interacting with each other and they are achieving a goal. So there should be a purpose to which those parts are working to achieve. Okay, so a system is a set of interconnected components that work together to achieve a goal. Now let's see what are the examples of a system. As we see there around us, there are many systems available. Some are natural systems, some are artificial systems, and those systems which are provided to us by nature are called natural systems. When we see around us, we find many systems. For example, we humans, our human body is also a system. The school we study in, it is also a system. The computers that we use, it is also a system. The vehicles or the transportation proper system that we use, it is also a system. Now let's talk about the components of a system. So whenever we talk about the components of a system, the systems normally includes the very basic few things, and these are 5 things, which are input, process, output, feedback, and control. Will provide an input to the system. The system will work on that input, it will process that input, and it will give the output. And then we will have the feedback, that how is the system working, and then we have the control over the system, that how we can change the input and how we can change its processing and how we can get different outputs. So these are the basic components of system. Now we are going to talk about the system environment. Every system interacts with its environment, and an environment includes external factors such as other systems which are interacting with our system, and some other external factors such as some users. For example, if a user is using a system, then the user is not actually the part of the system. He is the user, he is using the system, he is not actually the part of the system, he is part of the environment. So for example, if we have a computer system in front of us and we are the user, so we are part of the environment of the computer system. The computer system is already over there without us. So we are part of the environment, and computer system is a system, as we talked before. Okay, so users internet and other computers, these are considered to be part of the environment. Now let's talk about the communication in system. Communication in system happens through data exchange, signals, and instructions. For example, computer communicates with keyboard, monitor, printer, and other networks. So it's all about the communication that happens in the system. This is how a system works. Now let's see the types of the system. There are two major types of the system. First one is natural systems and second one is artificial systems. Now let's see what are the natural systems. Natural systems are those systems which occur in nature. They do not require any human involvement for their existence, such as solar system, human body, the ecosystem, the water cycle. These are all occurring in nature. These are all natural systems. They do not require any human involvement. Now let's see what are the artificial systems. Artificial systems are the man-made systems. For example, computer system, the transportation system, the banking system, the communication system. These systems are man-made systems. These systems are made by man. So these systems are not those systems which are provided by the nature. We human beings have developed these systems. So these are the artificial systems. Now let's see about the systems and their relation with the sciences. Systems are studied in different sciences, such as natural science. Natural science is the study of natural phenomena. For example, we have subjects like physics and biology. And another one, design sciences. And design sciences focuses on creating solutions. And there is a very good example of that, the engineering. The engineering field is totally a part of a design science. Now, let's see another example, computer science. Study of computing systems and algorithms is computer science. Now let's see computer as a system. A computer is also a system. It contains multiple parts which are working together, and their main goal is to process data and produce useful information. The components of a computer system are here. The first one is input devices, the devices that we use to give input to the computer, and next one is processing unit, the main brain of the computer. CPU, central processing unit, is used to work on the input which is given by the input devices, and then we save that information that we received from the CPU, we save that information in the memory. So that is the third major component. And the fourth major component is output devices. That information that is useful to us, that is being saved, that is shown on the computer, that is shown as the output, that is given as the output. Now let's talk about the von Neumann architecture. The von Neumann architecture is the basic design of most computers. So the most of the modern computers are based on the von Neumann architecture. And this architecture was proposed by John von Neumann, and it defines how a computer processes the instructions. So now let's talk about the components of von Neumann architecture. The main components of von Neumann architecture are also the same, such as control unit, which is part of CPU. The next one is also a part of CPU, arithmetic logical unit, ALU. So these first two components are part of CPU, which is central processing unit, which is considered the brain of the computer. Okay. The third one is memory for saving and storage, and the fourth one is input devices, and the fifth one is output devices. Okay, now let's see how does our von Neumann architecture works. The first step is to fetch instruction. It takes the instruction, and the second step is to decode the instruction. Then it translates the instruction into a form which is understandable to a computer. Then it executes the instruction, it works on that instruction, and after working on that instruction it stores the result. So that is why it's called fetch, decode, execute cycle. So the types of computing systems that we have, some of examples are here: computers, softwares, networks, and internet. So here are some basic types of computing systems. So this is it for today's lecture. I hope you get to know about computers and computer systems and systems in general. If you have any question, please leave your questions in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer you. Thank you for the listening and see you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.